She shouted, "Stop acting like you're perfect. Everyone has secrets." I said, "Not everyone hides them the way you do." When her sister accidentally opened the file I left on their family computer, her darkest secret wasn't a secret anymore. I, 29 male, just watched my ex-girlfriend's entire fake life crumble in front of her family. Part of me feels bad. Most of me feels like justice was finally served after 3 years of lies. Her name is Jasmine, 28. We dated for 3 years, lived together for 1. Last week I discovered she'd been lying about basically everything. Her job, her education, her financial situation, everything. Here's how it started. Jasmine always presented herself as this successful marketing executive. MBA from a prestigious university, 6-figure job at a major firm, the whole package. Her family was so proud. Her parents would brag about their successful daughter at every family gathering. Her younger sister Celia, 24F, looked up to her like she was some kind of career goddess. I work in IT support, not glamorous, but it pays well and I'm good at it. Jasmine would sometimes make little digs about how I should aim higher or use my potential. She'd say things like, "You're so smart. Why waste it on fixing computers?" But I liked my job and didn't need her validation. The first crack appeared 2 months ago. I was helping her dad with his laptop, virus removal, pretty standard, when I noticed something odd. He had his email open and there was a message from Jasmine asking to borrow $3,000 for professional development courses. Thing is, her company supposedly paid for all training. She'd told me about it multiple times, how they invested thousands in employee education. So why was she hitting up her dad? When I asked her about it casually later, she said her dad must have misunderstood. She was probably talking about something else. Red flag, but I let it slide. Then came the company holiday party incident, or rather the lack of one. December rolled around and she said her company wasn't doing a party this year. Budget cuts. Weird for a major firm, but okay. Until I ran into her supposed coworker at a coffee shop. "Hey, aren't you dating Jasmine?" he asked. "Yeah, how's it going, Brendan?" He looked confused. "I'm Brett." "And dating? I thought she was single." She never mentioned a boyfriend at work. My stomach dropped. "At work? You work with her at Morrison Marketing?" "Morrison Marketing?" "No, we work at Tech Temp." "The temp agency?" "She's only been there like 6 months though." I kept my cool, made small talk, then left. Tech Temp. A temp agency, not a marketing firm, not an executive position. That night I did some digging. Her LinkedIn showed Morrison Marketing, but when I called their HR to verify employment for a credit application, they'd never heard of her. The university she claimed to graduate from? No record of her in their MBA program. She had a bachelor's degree from a local state school. Nothing wrong with that, but not what she'd been claiming. The expensive apartment downtown she used to have before we moved in together? Some more digging revealed her parents had been paying for it. The car she drove? Registered to her father. The designer clothes? Charged to credit cards her parents didn't know about in their names. I confronted her that weekend. Calmly, just asked her to explain the discrepancies. That's when she exploded. "Stop acting like you're perfect. Everyone has secrets. You probably lie about stuff too." "Not everyone hides them the way you do," I said. "You've built your entire life on lies. Your family thinks you're someone you're not. So what? It makes them happy. They're proud of me. Why would I tell them their daughter is just a temp worker? Because it's the truth?" "The truth?" She laughed bitterly. "The truth is that I tried. I did get into that MBA program, but I couldn't afford it. I did interview at Morrison Marketing, but they wanted someone with more experience. What was I supposed to tell my parents? That I failed? Yes, that's exactly what you tell them. People fail, Jasmine. It's normal. What's not normal is creating an elaborate fake life and stealing from them to maintain it. I'm not stealing. They offered to help. They offered to help their successful daughter with investments and courses, not to fund a complete fantasy. She stormed out, came back the next day with her sister to get some things, acting like I was the villain. Told Celia I was jealous of her success and trying to control her. Fine, if that's how she wanted to play it. Update 1. The entitlement got worse after I ended things. So much worse. First, she tried to claim I owed her money, said she'd invested in our relationship and wanted compensation. The mental gymnastics were incredible. Apparently, buying groceries sometimes with her parents' money meant I owed her thousands. Then she tried to stay in the apartment. My apartment, that I pay for alone. She claimed she had tenant rights, even though she was never on the lease and hadn't paid a dime in rent. When I gave her the legal notice to vacate, she went ballistic. You can't just throw me out. I have nowhere to go. Go to your parents. You know, the people you've been scamming, I'm not scamming anyone. They want to help me succeed. They want to help their fictional daughter. The real you could probably use some actual help. She left, but not before taking things that weren't hers. My PlayStation, my espresso machine, even my work laptop, which she apparently thought was mine personally. That last one was a huge mistake. It had tracking software. I called the police, showed them the tracking data. They recovered everything from her car, and she got a warning about theft. She tried to tell them we were still together, and it was a misunderstanding. The officer looked at the restraining order paperwork I'd started and told her to stop lying. But here's where it gets really crazy. She started applying for credit cards in my name, using information she had from living together. I only found out because I have credit monitoring. IT paranoia pays off. Shut that down real quick. Fraud alerts on everything. Police report filed. The credit card companies were very interested to learn about her history of doing this to her parents. Then last week, I get a call from her dad, Robert. Hey, I hate to bother you, but Jasmine said you have some of her work files on your computer. Something about a big presentation? I almost laughed. Robert, there are no work files. Can I ask you something? What company does Jasmine work for? Morrison Marketing, of course. She's a senior account executive. And her MBA is from where? He named the prestigious school, then asked why I was questioning it. Robert, I think we need to talk. In person. We met at a coffee shop. I showed him everything. The temp agency pay stubs I'd found. The rejection email from the MBA program she'd accidentally left logged in on my tablet. The credit card statements in his name showing thousands in charges he didn't know about. He went pale, then angry, then just sad. We gave her everything, supported her dreams. Why would she lie? I think she was ashamed of failing, and it spiraled out of control. We need to tell my wife and Celia. They deserve to know. I have a better idea, I said. Let them find out on their own. Update 2. Here's the thing about pathological liars. They can't help themselves. Even when their world is crashing down, they double down. After meeting with Robert, I knew Jasmine would go into damage control mode. Sure enough, she started spinning stories. Told her mom I was a bitter ex trying to destroy her. Told Celia I was abusive and controlling. Classic deflection. But Robert and I had a plan. See, Jasmine's family has this shared computer in their home office. Everyone uses it for basic stuff. Email, browsing, documents. It's where Jasmine would work from home when visiting. I created a simple PDF file. Nothing fancy. Just a compilation of evidence. Screenshots of her real employment, the rejection letter from the MBA program, bank statements showing her parents' money funding her lifestyle, the credit report showing cards opened in their names, a timeline of lies with proof for each one. I named it Tax Docs 24 Backup. Then Robert did his part. He called Jasmine. Said he was doing taxes and needed her W-2 from Morrison Marketing for their accountant. Could she email it or put it on the family computer? She panicked, of course, made excuses, but eventually said she'd handle it and came by their house when she thought nobody was home. Except Celia was home. She was using the computer for her own job search when Jasmine barged in and tried to push her off. I need to use this. Move. I'm in the middle of something. Use your laptop. Move. This is important, they argued. Jasmine tried to physically pull Celia away from the computer. In the struggle, Celia accidentally clicked on the file that was sitting right there on the desktop. Tax Docs 24, backup.tdf. The file opened. Full screen. The first page was a simple title, The Truth About Jasmine. Please read carefully. Celia started scrolling. Jasmine lunged for the mouse, but it was too late. Her sister was reading everything. The temp agency pay stubs, the rejection letters, the credit card fraud. What? What is this? Celia whispered. It's fake. Close it. Someone's trying to frame me. But Celia kept reading. Saw the email from the university confirming Jasmine had never been enrolled in their MBA program. Saw the LinkedIn messages where Jasmine was asking people to lie about working with her. Their mom walked in, attracted by the shouting. Saw both daughters at the computer. One crying, one frantic. What's going on? Celia turned the monitor toward their mother. Mom, you need to see this. Final update. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Jasmine tried every manipulation tactic in the book. First, denial. The documents were forged. I was a master hacker who created everything. When that didn't work, she shifted to anger. How dare they invade her privacy? How dare they not trust her? Then came bargaining. She'd pay them back with what money? She'd get a real job. She'd go to therapy. She'd do anything. Just please don't cut her off. Her mother was devastated. This wasn't just about money. It was about 3 years of lies. Every proud Facebook post about her successful daughter. Every brag to friends at church. Every time she defended Jasmine against relatives who questioned why she still needed financial help, despite her six-figure job. But the real explosion came when they discovered the extent of the credit card fraud. 17 cards. 17. Opened over 2 years, maxed out. Minimum payments made just to keep them active. Total debt, $63,000. Robert had excellent credit. Had past tense. They gave her an ultimatum. Come clean about everything. Get a real job. Enter therapy and sign a repayment plan. Or they'd press charges and she'd be on her own. She chose option 3. Blame everyone else and run. Showed up at my apartment at 11 p.m. Mascara running, screaming about how I'd ruined her life, how her family had turned against her, how it was all my fault. You destroyed everything. They won't even talk to me. I didn't destroy anything. I just stopped enabling your lies. I was going to tell them eventually when I actually got the job I wanted. When? After stealing another $100,000? After destroying their credit completely? Stop acting like you're perfect. You probably have secrets too. Not everyone hides them the way you do, Jasmine. Normal people don't build their entire existence on deception. She tried to push past me into the apartment. I held firm. Let me in. I have nowhere else to go. That's not my problem anymore. Please, I'm sorry. I'll do anything. I'll tell the truth. I'll get help. Whatever you want. What I want is for you to leave before I call the police. She left, but not before screaming that I was heartless and would regret this. The next morning, I got texts from numbers I didn't recognize. Her flying monkeys. Friends she'd lied to, telling them I was abusive and had isolated her from her family. I didn't respond, just blocked and moved on. But the real kicker came 3 days later. Robert called me. She's gone, packed up in the middle of the night. Left a note saying she was starting fresh somewhere else. Took her mother's jewelry and the emergency cash we kept in the safe. How did she know the combination? She watched us open it once. We never thought. Beside, we're pressing charges now. For everything. They found her a week later, 2 states away, trying to use a fake ID to get a job. The fake ID had her real photo, but claimed she had an MBA and 5 years of executive experience. Some people never learn. She's facing multiple felony charges now. Credit fraud, identity theft, grand larceny. Her parents are in therapy, trying to understand how they missed the signs. Celia's been the strongest, using the experience to start a blog about financial literacy and family fraud. As for me, I'm doing okay. Still at my IT job that apparently wasn't good enough for her. Dating someone new who thinks fixing computers is actually pretty cool. Someone who has a normal job and tells the truth about it. The file's still on that family computer, by the way. Robert says he keeps it as a reminder. Not of Jasmine's lies, but of the importance of trust and honesty in a family. And sometimes when he's feeling generous, he remembers the good daughter he thought he had. But mostly he's just grateful the truth finally came out. Even if it had to happen the way it did. Because secrets have a way of revealing themselves. And when your entire life is built on lies, all it takes is one accidentally open file to bring it all crashing down. Jasmine, if you're reading this from wherever you are now, your sister didn't accidentally open that file. She was looking for the truth, and she found it.